Hello. So today we do this book from 2012. It's a lot of New York pieces that I did. And this is the New York Knickerbocker Hotel on 42nd Street and Broadway. Very famous hotel. And it's pretty cool. And I was pretty happy with this piece. It's this really great ornate top, like probably 1900. And it's got all these little cool windows and stuff on top made for flags. And we have like these columns for windows, and it's pretty cool. There's actually a secret entrance in the subway for some nefarious reasons. I don't know what it was for, but yeah, they had a secret entrance that you could access into the subway. I think and I'm pretty sure it's still there. So anyway, this is really cool. I love doing stuff like this. It definitely takes a while to do things like that. You have to figure out the structure, and then you build like a cage first, like just like the rudimentary outline of the building, and then you go so you do like this structure here and this structure and this structure, and then you get like kind of like a rectangle, and then you start segmenting it. So you put this thing, and this thing, and then you get the perspective down. So this one is here, and then so here, so it's going to go that way. Here it's going to go that way. So you have like this angle that you work with, and then the more you start seeing the actual structure, the more it becomes real, because you start seeing it being built. So then it's just a process of you put the lines down for the window columns, and then you segment this, you segment that, and then you start doing these windows, and you do stuff like that. And it does take a little while. This takes maybe a good day, maybe sometimes more, because a lot of the times I do stuff. I do art, and I will stop and then go back, work on something else, and then come back to it later. So, it's like it's a process of things. So this one, I've sold these prints a few times, but I don't think it's not my top one, but I think it's really beautiful. The color version of it too, you can see. So what we want to do is emphasize the darkness. So we do this, and maybe this little action over here. So emphasize this area because it's dark, and then your main focus is right here, and this thing is in the off. So we can get away with stuff. There was this Dean Dermont, I think his name was, the philosopher who recently passed away. He was talking about on TED Talk. He was talking about how you're focusing. And I mentioned this before. It's like you just see it, and the brain just like says, okay, if all the basics are there, like perspective, I guess it's okay. But like in the background, you have to see these people, and it looks like people, but they're actually just little squiggles. But you perceive them to be people because I guess your brain is too lazy to actually check it out. But it looks good enough. So I think that was kind of an interesting insight. And let's see. So this, and then you do little details, like say on this thing, just do little tiny details on the awning of this, right? And then even like kind of like a number, and then it will, your brain will think it's like, oh, like it must be there. So like you get away with a lot of stuff that you can just put in, and that's cool. All right, so this, and then this thing, and this, and this, and then all right. So yeah, this is a nice piece. Something like this you could work on this forever. Okay, so here's another one. This is a statue in New York on like 16th Street, and it's just, I think it's like a court building. So they have these huge statues, and I saw and took a picture of it. This one's okay. It's got a lot of, it's got like, he's got a robe, so the shadows aren't really working that well. But he's got, he's like, the gatekeeper of justice. So there's like all these statues, like Minerva. I was talking about the other day, like 1899. Was this character called Minerva, who was like the goddess of wisdom, and she was ushering in the new century, and it was a big deal. I mean, as you would imagine, and it was pretty interesting how that was the pop culture of the day. Is like this Minerva character, and then all these mythical creatures. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of science discovery back then, and it seemed pretty like touching magic, because it's quantum mechanics, so it was kind of pretty surreal. So people got into mysticism and tarot cards, and Houdini was huge, and all this type of ideology was the talk of the town, at least in New York. And I don't know, I'm going with that, but so this one's cool. Cool. This is like a character. It's like a dog, which this dog. Oh yeah, it's a dog. This dog is a dog from I believe like 1900. It's I think he was on an old ad. I think I don't remember, but cool dog, great face, right? And he's got a cool face, and you put some shadows in there, and then maybe here, and like this, like there, and then you got like 2 layers of hair here, so you like shadow there and shadow here, right? And then you put some action in here, right there, and then this thing, and then like round this off. I'm gonna go for a half an hour today, my longest video ever. I'm gonna see if I could do it, see if the book holds out. So okay, so then look, we have this structure. You pull it into here, and then you have like you're building it. You're building the clay piece. This is another building. This is like it's okay, but unfortunately they tore this building. I just dreamed once that I was back in like 1899, because I was really into these buildings, and I'm always upset when they tore it down. I would have loved to have seen them, because they must have been very grand. The grandeur must have been off the chart, because like 1890, New York was the king of the world. It was New York City, and then these gigantic buildings and epic, the architecture, and like they're all like huge, and New York was big, and it's the future. And especially 1890s, 99, that was the place to be. So this is the hotel on 42nd Street. Unfortunately, funny story. Unfortunately, it was torn down to build the Viacom building, which is where I was working at MTV, Nickelodeon, for many, many years. So, I forget. It's a very famous hotel. I forget, this is not that great. You can see it's not a lot of cool detail. Let's see if we could fix it. So I would put these columns down like here, and here. So we get a separation there, right? And then maybe this is like brick or something. I don't know. It's like separating these columns. Sometimes they use brick back then, and so give like these shadows there, and then this and that, and this and that, right? And then so here, running this, running that, and then these like a lot of decorative stuff on the side, and then we can make these kind of arches, right? This arc action, and then did that, and then so now we have all these places for these little pits for like darkness, which I love, because it's always. And then here we have these little separators up here, like these little dots here, so we can make more darkness, and then maybe some dots, because that would be, there's stuff there. I don't know what it is, but and Yeah, okay, so like maybe here. And it was like just some seriously insane grand ballroom, and they tore it down. Don't get me started about Penn Station. I could yap about that all day. That's like such a tragedy. I can't, like, why? Why? I would have loved to go back in time, and it's like it was. I think it sold for like $10 million. That was it. $10 million, which I guess is a lot. 1968 or 64. Okay, here's another dude. So this guy is he's all right. It's like an eyeball weirdo. Oh, here's a pig. This pig is cool. I like this pig. This is another one from maybe maybe 1920. I think it's from an ad. Yeah, it's got this 1920 pig look. And then let's see if we can fix this up a little. It's a little darker. And then, okay, so, and then we can go in here, fix that, and then add this, right? And then put a little thing there, and maybe some action there, right? Okay, right, okay, right. Okay, and this thing right there, and this, and that, and this, and that, and that, and that, and that. Okay, so, so these legs are pretty bad because there's no distinction between them. So we guess like have to, and then this should be darker anyway because he's got like this. He's under the fat or the body. So let's do that catches the shadow maybe. This catches the shadow, right? And then this pig thing. Oh, and then let's put this. Okay, so underneath it, let's put this shadow. Okay, so his giant pig body. Right. This could be a cool piece. I like this pig. The pig. Okay, and then let's try to balance his body up a little. Lift it up with these up lines like that, and then something over here, maybe over here. Okay, so we have some more faces, face collection. Hair's not that great. Okay, so here, this is a piece. This is a cool piece. This is a Shelby, it's a blue Shelby, and it's a beautiful car. Beautiful. And I did this in color. So this is so a lot of times because I don't want to mess it up. So I do the bodies first, and then I'll do the wheels and the other parts separate, so I can composite it in Photoshop or Illustrator. I mean, you could always, even if you messed it up, you could go fix it now in Photoshop or Illustrator, of course. Okay, so we have the underbelly thing. Shelby. And beautiful car. Okay. And so Shelby action there. And so here, let's do this. We do that. This, and that. And it's because it's metal, so there's always going to be some pocket. And okay, and this action here. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Shelby. Okay, so it's a gal. So these are cars. These are the wheels for the Shelby. And this, and I'm using references obviously. So these cool mag wheels. Cool ass mag wheels, right? So you're gonna have like this arc flow. action. And then this thing too. This is a good, nice fat wheel. Fat wheel. And then I guess the muffler. I don't know what this is. So then you have like. So I like doing art. I like doing arches. Like from the bridge section, the arch. There's a really beautiful a giant arch. This is what they call them, right? Arch. That was some war parade in New York City in maybe 1910. It was so, and it was, I heard it was built out of plaster, but it was so detailed and so ornate. It was insane. I mean, it was just like this, yeah, it's like, throw it away. But I mean, it just looks stunning. You can't believe it was like built out of plaster. I mean, it's just an incredible construction. And it was huge too, maybe like 150 feet. It was gigantic. And then it's this giant parade, and they all went underneath it. And it was gigantic, maybe even larger. I mean, it was just humongo. It was on 23rd near Madison Park. Right? New York. I loved it. Good times. Okay. So, this action. And then here. So that's one arch. And then we have this arch, which is sort of fun. Not the best, but you know, so you like, because so you could see the inside. I was really into arches for a while. So the inside should be darker. And this too should be darker. Right. And here. There. So this, I mean, it's not bad. Could use some. This would definitely look good if I brought it into Illustrator and cleaned it up even more. You get like really nice lines. So here's the problem. So there's no, these two are facing this way. Like this way, this way, this way, and this one is facing this way. That's the side. And there's like a really distinction there. Yes, I got to take advantage of the shadow action. So now you got a little more. So yeah, you got this, and this. These are the shadows, right? Yeah, that's a bit better. That is a little better. You got these people over here, under here. There should be a shadow here. Okay. All right, so this one is the Flatiron Building, I think. And this kind of blows. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, I don't like, this part is horrible. I mean, it's not the greatest. Flatiron is like hard to illustrate. I don't like that one at all. Okay, you got some more things on stilts, like subways and this eyeball dude. I don't know what that is. Some gal. This is, I think a gypsy on a, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. It's something. It's not bad. It's kind of cool. So here you have, I don't know, like some guy standing in the street. What is he wearing, like a robe? I don't know what he's doing. On these tires? I don't know. He's just chilling. I mean, it's like, this is like 13 years ago. I don't remember what the hell I was doing. But good structure, right? Good structure. And let's put some shadows on these arms there. Put it up. All right. Okay. This guy, young Lincoln out on the town. That doesn't sound realistic, but maybe. Okay, so you'd have to like make this hat like dark. Use a lot of ink. Do an Illustrator. It's okay. Cool background. Look at the background. This is one of those Minerva things, like holding onto the world type of declaration. The winged God will save the souls of us all. And actually, this could be at that same courthouse I was talking about for the other guy. This could be another. Looks like something they had there. So they're all sitting on these giant chairs, just like observing. You got a cool old building. Right. This is pretty cool. Right. Pretty cool, actually. Pretty detailed, and then you could do, let's see, this type of stuff. Just like put some, because like a lot of wood, I think, back then, right? And fill these in, 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 fill these in. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this one, and then this action. So yeah, so you have all these windows now. That's pretty cool. I like that. And it's cool, right? So there. And then there. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I would develop this more. And this thing got this piss poor Statue of Liberty. Some hand action. That is. That's another arch or Brooklyn Bridge style, right? Talk about a bummer. The guy who was working on the Brooklyn Bridge, the main architect, I think he passed away before it was open, and I think his wife took over. So that's a bummer. I mean, it was a huge project. I mean, so another one of those grand construction projects, 1800s, late 1800s, and we can do anything, which is kind of true. I mean, it was like the age of enlightenment, or was that the age of enlightenment? 1800s, I don't know. Like, we can do anything. Science, no problem. Construction, of course. Tame nature, let me at it. That type of thing. So, cool bridge. And this kind of action. It's not bad. Very nice. I like that. I got a plane, obviously. Then you have like these kind of chandelier structures. I don't know what this, maybe like a subway thing. I don't know, they have like, I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Oh, see, Minerva. An old plane. I don't know what that is. Some elements. This guy talking about something. So, here action. And then he seems like he has something to say. And so I would put some shadows in here. And then let's do this. And that. Okay. I don't know what this dude's doing. So here's another one of these. I showed it the other day. Kind of like, you read the paper, New York Post, and, you see some really sad stories. And, it's another, it's you grab emotion, you can illustrate emotion, life, which is unfortunately is good and bad. And, I kind of remember what happened with this. I'm not going to talk about it, but, obviously an emotional situation. And, I like to capture emotion. I want, when someone sees something I make, I want them to be, what is that? In a good way. I want to bring emotion. That's the whole idea of art. It's like, you know, I think, what is that? You're trying to create something. I think, in my opinion, I think art is what creates the future. It's advertising is arts, and movies are art, obviously, and it's the creator's opportunity to create something completely fresh. I think, and that people are captivated by in many different ways. So same thing with when I illustrate stuff. So here's some. I think this guy is carrying a kid. I don't know what to say. You have this kind of fire thing. I love doing fire because you can be very dynamic, flowing systems, right? And I don't remember what this story was, but it's a pretty good piece. I like this piece a lot. I could definitely see this in my show. So here is what is that? I don't know what the hell it is. Capitol building? I don't think I've ever done a Capitol building. It's pretty cool. Pretty good, right? This could definitely be developed. I'm gonna go a half an hour, and it's gonna cool. It's my longest show ever. So here you have this dude yelling. Guy yelling. And then let's talk about something. My goal is to make 50 videos. I was told that's the magic number by someone. And I like doing a long form because you could start drawing. So maybe I'll even do a live feed. That would be kind of fun. And draw some stuff with guests. This guy's cool. Needs some work. Lewis explains it all. This is a woman. I kind of remember this one. There's this woman who was a photographer, and she was I forget her name. She was, but she was also a nanny. She lived somewhere in New York, and she would take her pictures with this box camera, and her photos are just sensational. And I think this woman is from one of them. But she just did her own thing. She wasn't well known or anything like that. And so the crazy story is that this guy, maybe 12 years ago, he found a box of her photos, and I think she had passed away. And he bought all the boxes, and he was so floored and thought they were so fantastic that, he contacted somebody, and they had a show, and she's very famous now. Thanks to this guy. And her stuff is, just amazing. Her photography is just off the chart, and I think and it's very natural. And I think because what I was reading is that the box camera, people aren't looking at you, and so they're not making these fake smiles, because when you're using a box camera, you're looking down into a mirror, so you're seeing it when you're looking down. So you're not interacting with them, and they're more relaxed in a real way. So it's kind of interesting. I definitely think there's some merit to that. All right, so this is cool. So, all right, it's going to go one more minute because I don't want to make it longer than half an hour. But I'm going to continue part 2 of this. Look how big this book is. I got lots of stuff. Part 2 is cool. Thank you. This is the longest video. You can go to half an hour. Longest video I've ever had. And I appreciate everyone who makes a lovely comment. It's very nice of you. And I'm awfully glad that people like my art. And once I had 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away an original piece of art to some lucky subscriber. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll pick something, and then I'll randomly pick somebody, and that'll be a momentous occasion. 500 subscribers, and then I'll do it for 1,000, and then a million. I'll draw something for you. Thank you so much.